Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where today you get an extra healthy side helping of fried apple fritters. That sounds good. My grandmother used to make the best fried apple fritter. Ooh. Alex isn't here quite yet. He said he was going to be a little late to the stream, so um, yeah, he'll be along. So it's just me for the minute. I'm sure we can cope. Um, Hello, son. Ruin the alliteration by putting addition in there, saying, yeah, I know, I get it. James Colley, good morning. Hey, Grill Empire Pete, glad you're able to listen to the first part, but work's got to come first. TOS this afternoon. I'm ticked off. I had it with these Democrats calling these thugs peaceful protesters. Yeah, I know. I seen a little bit of it accidentally on Twitter. It was just right there as soon as I opened it up to send Alex a DM. So, I have been blissfully unaware. I've stayed the heck away from Twitter, stayed the heck away from everything. I haven't watched TV, haven't listened to radio, just stayed to myself. And it's been nice. Actually, it's been nice. Uh, James Kelly says, in 5 days, I find out if I got Corona, Chad. Huh? Are you sick? Shio, how you doing? The corner's all cleaned out and ready for you. Quinn the Cultist, hello. How you doing? And hello to the lurkers that haven't said anything. Keep her down. How you doing? Number one, didn't want to miss that. Uh, and if I've missed anybody that's posted, so that I know that they're there, apologies. I hope when Alex gets here, he posts in the chat to let me know, because I keep flipping back and forth to the StreamYards page to see if he's there, because there's no alert, right? Hey Pat, how you doing? Owen Harmon, evening old man just arrived. Well, what's wrong with your A key? It was missing for man and arrived. Well, it's afternoon here, but yeah, I got you. I got you. Anyway, so thanks for coming out, everybody. Spent your A key's drunk. How'd you get your A key drunk, Owen? That's a neat trick. I know what you mean. I'm just messing with you. Can't help it. It's what I do. Glad everybody come out. Glad everybody's doing at least somewhat well. Although James Colley's talking about he's sick or whatever. Here, Jim Beam, hello. Uh, you know, glad everybody come out. Rich, Richo, sorry, 8181, morning, afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon here. It's 2:34 in the afternoon where I live. Yeah. I had no idea any of this stuff was going on, and blissfully so. So it makes more sense now why our city has been sending out texts every night saying that there is a curfew on from 8 p.m. until 4 a.m. the last few nights. So now it makes more sense. I'm like, well, this can't be for the COVID because it's on the way down around here. Things are loosening up, and we're slowly getting back to normal. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I hate those things because it hits everybody's phone, and it gives you that dee, 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 that you usually expect for severe weather or whatever, but Yeah, I don't have to dig into it, J Kid. I seen it on my Twitter enough to know what the heck's going on. So I guess there's some protests going on. Mama Minnie, hey baby, uh, uh, and some of them are black, and there's people saying that Trump is being racist, even though he never said black people. He said thugs and criminals and so forth. But there's people, oh, we know what he means, though. Yeah. Yes, I'm talking to you, Sophane. You're part of the problem. People like you right now are part of the problem. But I'm not going to get all offended because I'll get mad if I start getting up. And I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get mad. Let's just suffice it to say that if you think that the police and authorities are all corrupt and they're all bad, and they all do bad things, which is what I saw on Twitter. People uh, I even like that are friends, then you're part of the problem and you're missing the point. On the same token, if you think the police never do anything wrong and there aren't any bad apples, then you're part of the problem and you're missing the point. The truth is somewhere in between. Yeah, those are the usual suspects, Pat, and all but Fane. I've quit following, and I'm on the border with Fane. I'm about ready to pull the trigger because I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need the aggravation. I don't need the fight. I don't need the argument. I don't need the stupidity. And I mentioned before, I have family that are police officers. I've got a cousin who is much younger than me. In fact, he's young enough to be my kid. He is the son of my younger cousin. He's a second cousin. But he's a county sheriff in the next county over. Sweetheart of a guy, absolutely sweetheart. And I've talked with him on many occasions and sometimes literally held him while he cried about all the things that happen on his job. It's tough. It's a very tough job, very draining. And I just hate it when people act like all police are bad. Are there bad apples? Sure there are. I know people that abuse it, but see, I told you I was going to get mad. I got to pull this back. I don't want to. I'm done. I'm done. So you know how I feel now. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Cryptic, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of stupidity, what do you call an alligator wearing a vest? An investigator. Oh, Cryptic. Oh, good gosh. That was deliciously bad. Yeah. 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 Pat, I just seen Fane say, and he posted something that Trump said. He's calling them all criminals and thugs and everything over in New York City. And he says, well, we know it doesn't take much imagination to know what you're talking about. Oh, really? Glad you could read his mind, because what he said was thugs and criminals, and that's something you can be regardless of color. So quit trying to make it about race. Good gosh. Anyway, I'm done. I'm over because I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get aggravated. I don't want to get all off on it. I was happy to stay away from Twitter, and I tried not to see it. But I'm a speed reader, so it only takes me a split second to like read a whole tweet. It's just right there in front of my face. So when you open up Twitter, it defaults to opening to your timeline. I don't know how to change that. And I seen it. I didn't want to see it. I wanted to just go to my mentions. I wish there was a way, and if there is a way, I don't know how to do it, to just default it to when I open it, it opens to my mentions instead of my timeline. I'm just, oh, gosh darn, man. Yeah, you're exactly right, Pat. That's exactly what he's doing. Anyway, so yeah, it makes more sense now because we've been getting these tweets for the last 2-3 days, or not tweets, texts from the county. Hey, Theater Winston Ginger, Uh, Mom Annie says we're just staying inside and off social media, playing Skyrim, enjoying the peace. Glad I've been playing Skyrim too. So did me talking about it get you back in it? Of course, mine's heavily modded. Whew, big time modded. But anyway, I'm actually at my limit, but I'm researching and trying to learn how to change some of the file extensions so I can get much more in if I want them. And I know that seems silly, but it's stuff like that that helps try to keep my mind sharp because I do worry about, it runs in my family, dementia, and it'll probably happen to me unless somehow it skips me. It didn't happen to my grandmother, but it happened to two of her sisters, my aunts, it happened to my dad. And, you know, who knows? There's a very good chance it'll hit me. So I try to keep my mind sharp, learn new things like that, work my brain. But yeah, it makes more sense because my wife and I is like, this can't be because of COVID. Why are they sending out these emergency? They come over your phone with the dee 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 dee, like a weather emergency or what have you. And so now it makes sense because we knew it couldn't be because of the virus. Now it makes sense because all this crap's going on, and we do have a very sizable black community in Indianapolis, so which takes up the entirety of the county. That's why the county was sending it out. Jake has been kind of weird with the curfew. The interstate that is in my backyard has been eerily quiet at night, and he's not joking. It's literally in their backyard. It runs just a few dozen feet behind the house. I think their backyard is about 15 feet across, and then the interstate's on the other side of that. So yeah, he's not joking when it's in his backyard. Um, well, it doesn't deck train. It doesn't do any good. It does not do any good to say anything to him, and that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about. I like the guy, I really do. I can't help myself, but I'm thinking about unfollowing him because it just you cannot make any difference with him. He refuses to see it. He just comes back with sarcasm. If you start making sense to him, he comes back with sarcasm, and that aggravates the tar out of me. Mama says, I was just telling the boyfriend about that. Jake can't imagine how weird the quiet is. Yeah. Jake has a still photo that said hello because her boyfriend's very short and we tease him. And she warned him before he ever met any of us. Now they're going to tease you. My dad and my brother are kind of like that. And sure enough, no riots in Hungary demographics. Yeah. Yeah. And Mama May says he says hello to you both. Hey Ryan, I won't mention your height at all. I'll be nice, shorty. Where he said he was going to be along and that it was going to be a minute. I sent the link to the wrong Twitter because he's got to have more than one Twitter. And now he's using the other one as his main instead of the one. And I can't keep track of that. Keep one account. My gosh. Freaking young people. Hey, Casual. Freaking young people in their social media, But, oh, good Lord. But yeah, that makes it make more sense on why we were having our curfew enforced on us from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., which my wife has to go to work during that period. So Alex probably fell again. I don't know. He may have. Who knows? He didn't mention it. Owen Hart says, I'd love to just keep one account, but I keep getting banned. Well, start being nice, Owen. I've had a Twitter account now for about 3 years, and I've never been banned, never been shut down. I think I was shadow banned a couple of times. Not real sure about that, but never been shut down, put on timeout, nothing. No, he's not asleep, Wikipedia. He sent me a tweet back. He just said he was going to be late. Didn't say why. Um, oh, grabbed the wrong lighter. That one ran out last night and I haven't thrown it away yet. And I'm used to grabbing it. I am nice. I just can't help troll politicians. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Becca says, I've had mine since 2011. No issues so far. Yeah. If that, Jake says, if that's the case, then his bubbles are unguarded. Right. And I do like that thing with the bubbles in the back. I like it. I think it's cool. It's got the fake fish in it that look like they're swimming and everything. That's kind of cool. It's the only fish I want because you don't have to feed them. Oh. And Wikipedia says I need to get one for my ADHD. Yeah, I can see that. Rich says, smack that little button, like button, people. Smack it like it's an Antifa protester. Most of those Antifa chumps would fold like a cheap suit if they actually got in a fight. They've been depending on the protection of the police department, and actually, I think it's funny that cities and Trump and everything are removing that protection from them now, and let them stand on their own. But like I said, I'm not gonna get back in it, not because I will get mad. I will go off. I'll get mad. I'll start yelling. I'll wake my wife up, and she'll get mad at me, and it'll just be a whole mess. And nobody wants that, right? I have 6 empty lighters on my table and a box of matches. You probably gonna remind me of smoke time. Yeah, well, see, I work for a smoke shop, so lighters come easy. I've got a whole handful of them here that my old manager brought back from the trade show and just give to me. But I automatically reach for the other one. Number one, because I've been using it for a while. It's a big. Number two, because it's red, and red is my favorite color. And everything I own, a lot of the things that I own are red. So I automatically reach for the red lighter, even though it's empty. So I need to go throw it away. I used to keep them around. I'm cheap, people. I've been raised poor, and I'm a pack rat. I don't throw anything away. I got computer parts out in the shed that are probably 15, 20 years old. I'm not exaggerating. Cases and power supplies and stuff that just would not be of any use now because it's too outdated, too old. Owen says, "Red's my best coach if I have smoke outside back 5." Okay, see ya. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing? Or as you said, howdy. What was I saying before I got distracted? I used to keep big lighters around because I've got a few Zippos, and if you run out of flints, I used to keep the lighters around because you can take the top off, the little metal top off the bic, and take the flint out of it. It's really easy, and put it in your Zippo, and it works just fine. I see a red bic, and I want its fluid back. Did somebody? Oh, I can't wait for my oversized beanbag chair to get here. How are you, Peppo? I am fine. Fine. Oversized beanbag chairs are comfy, but I'd never be able to get up out of one these days. I could get in it, but you better get a crane to get me out. And it would be totally hilarious to watch. Oh, but yeah. Isn't that what the Rolling Stones said? Or maybe it was a door they wanted. No, it was their hand. I see how red your hand. I want to paint it black. Don't I sing purtiful? But yeah. So that's enough of what's going on right now. I accidentally sold itself on Twitter. So as soon as I'm done with the stream, and I'm going to get the heck back out of Twitter and ignore that stuff, just like I was ignoring it before, and I was blissfully happy to do so. Grilling Pirate Pieces, Michigan restrictions are reducing next week. Don't want to get my hopes up too high, but might be able to go to the pub and hear music soon. Yeah, there you go. It's on its way. It's all on its way back. Uh, uh, and it's going to take a while. Um, but yeah, it'll get there. We will get back to some semblance of normal. Now it might change. Normal might change for us a little bit. I don't know. Duck Train says memory foam chair. Yeah. And I say money. uh, Pat says, how did I like the launch this week? I didn't see anything on it, Pat. Like I said, I've stayed away from social media. I've not watched TV. I've not even listened to radio. Nothing. I've been blissfully isolated. So I didn't see any of it, but I would probably like it because I love that kind of stuff. I mean, I remember the original moon landing. I was a kid of 9 years old when we landed on the moon, and I was fascinated to heck. It's one of those things that you will never forget in your life. We all have those things, those events, and that's one of them for me. I will absolutely never forget that day and how it felt and how it was. Yeah, I couldn't get out of a memory foam chair. Anything that's squishy, I'm not going to get up. Um, Cynical lenses. My recliner's on the fritz. I wanted something to come in. It didn't involve moving parts that could break down, hence the being back. Yeah, I think mine's breaking. It's getting kind of wobbly. Of course, can't complain because I got this Fergie from somebody I used to work with, one of the drivers at the limo company I worked at. Jake Kid actually went over there with me to help me carry it back, if I remember correctly. But um, so I hope it don't break. I'm really lost without my recliner. Um, Grilling Pirate Pete says it will be gone by October. The social distancing and masks won't survive Black Friday and fourth quarter. I think it'll be gone before that, honestly. My honest opinion. Um, I think it'll be gone before the summer's out. At least here where I live, it might be different, different places. But I do believe it'll be. I think we're going to be pretty much back to normal here in Indianapolis within the next month. That's my personal opinion, and just watching things a little bit and so forth. And I can't wait. And I can't wait until they say I don't have to wear that stupid mask at work anymore because I hate that thing. I like protecting myself, but oh my gosh. Using our antique looking. You sound like me. But hey, when you pour, you do what you got to do. And if it works, it works. It's like my microphone here on a piece of tape to a piece of wood. If it works, it works. My first memory of shuttles was a Challenger shuttle blowing up. I was in first grade when it. I was much older than that. I was married with kids and working, but I remember it very well. Uh, uh, I do. There are just certain things that we remember, events in our life. The moon landing is one. The assassination of JFK is another for me. 9/11, of course. And for me, the killing of John Lennon is another one that I will forever remember what I was doing and where I was at. It's just things that affect our life in a very real and big way become events that we just won't forget. Hi, Brad Young. Uh, but yeah, let me get a drink of coffee here. My throat's starting to get a little dry, and we don't want to start hacking and coughing. That happens when I do a lot of talking. Functional, how you doing? How you doing, Functional? How you doing? That's better. Exactly, video. Living room furniture is not exactly cheap. Besides, it's not like we have company over our house except for our closet. Yeah, nobody comes here either. So I sit here in my recliner. My wife sits in a metal lawn chair. There's a plastic lawn chair and a single wooden dining room chair around a card table. Also, and that's the extent of our furniture. Other than assorted shelves and whatnot. Um, closet friends. Yeah, I thought that's what she said. Closet closest. She did. I read it. Closest friends. Yeah, I misread it, didn't I? Yeah. Well, I don't see so good. So, uh, uh Brad, yes, I was born right after Lennon died. I am him reincarnated. Right. Uh huh. Yeah. Loved Lennon's music. Wasn't a real fan of his politics, but loved his music. And his music played a very important part in my life. I know some of you, especially you young ones, don't like it, and the Beatles get a bad rap because they've had it shoved down their throat of how important, but they were important to rock and roll. No matter whether you like them or not, you can't deny how they changed the face of music. If they had not existed, it'd be a totally different situation today. Uh, I mean, it was absolutely because of the Beatles that we sell albums or went to selling albums instead of 45s, because that's the way most sales was from singles prior to that. But the hanger that was holding up our curtain today when it was so, we went the old fashioned way. Yeah. Well, that's what's holding up our curtains is nails. you know, uh, I mean, you do what you got to do, you know? Do what you got to do. You redneck eyes it. If it works, it works, and what whatever. Uh, Zeppelin, Floyd are my all-time favorite bands. They're very popular with me as well. Among my favorites for sure. Um, Especially the early Floyd stuff, up until and including The Wall, I would say. After that, they kind of lost me just a little bit, but and didn't follow them as closely. But Terry Above, how you doing? A lot of great music come out in the late 50s, early 60s. Absolutely did, and also came out in the 70s. I have had this argument with Monkey before because he thinks the best music ever happened in the 80s. And I said, are you kidding? That overproduced, too slick synthesizer sounding crap that come out in the 80s? I mean, there was some of it that didn't, and there were shining bright moments in the 80s that wasn't that crap, like Van Halen. The 80s sucked, but he'll stand behind it. It's the best era ever. Yeah. Watch movies, commercials, whatever, that play music or covers of rock and roll music. And what are they playing? 70s music. Yeah. And you can't prove me wrong because it's a fact. Yeah, Disto existed in the 70s, but that's got nothing to do with rock and roll, Brad. That's a whole different genre. That's what my wife was into. Hey, Corey, long time no see. Don't see a whole lot anymore. Motown, absolutely Motown. And some of my beloved rock and roll has its root firmly in Motown. Absolutely love Bob Seger, and he absolutely was influenced by Motown. My mom called 80s music bubblegum. Yeah, it was light and cheap, and there was some of it. Sure, like I said, Van Halen, and there are a few other stuff that come out. Corey says also rock and roll came at the right time. Yeah, we were discussing it. That 70s, I think, was one of the most long-lasting, impactful decades for rock and roll. James Taylor was late 60s and early 70s. Yes, Brad Young. I would, of course, when I say the 70s, I'm including the late 60s. from the mid 70s or from the mid 60s to the very early 80s is a period of rock and roll that will be around and be valid and heard from here on out. I believe that, and it's holding true so far. Like I said, any commercial or movie or whatever you listen, and chances are you're going to hear some classic rock tune from the 70s because it's timeless and it was one of the best periods. And I'll have that argument. Anybody wants to argue with me? Anybody wants Shields' night? Oh, please. There was some good things in the 90s, but come on. You can't say that it was greater than that. Jacobs says, being the young gun that I am, I'm partial to that. Well, sure, you're going to be partial to the music that was around when you were growing up. But I know for a fact that you and your siblings were exposed to my music, and you have an appreciation for it too. So, some of the grunge I like. Been in the green room for like 10 minutes. Well, you got to come out here and tell me, Alex, because it won't alert me. And I waited and waited and waited, and I waited and waited and waited, and you didn't show up, so I gave up. How are you?
Hello. I didn't tell you because I was having a yogurt.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, don't blame it on me.
There's my penis.
Uh-huh.
There's my bubbles.
Yeah, we've been talking about your bubbles.
You're not allowed to talk about my bubbles when I'm not here.
We were talking about sneaking in and getting them while you were away.
No. Banned, sir. Banned. don't. Oh my God, I don't have a drink. I am ill prepared.
Ill prepared. Well, so what else is new? You fit right in because I don't even try to be prepared.
Oh no, you don't even try. Totally tired Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Pat, you're not getting the bubbles over. All right.
Yeah,
I know I can't fight you off, but I don't know. I'll do something.
The reason I'm tired, and I haven't even talked about this, I went to bed about 1 and woke up at 5.
Ooh.
No reason, just couldn't sleep anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling it, but I did try to lay down for a nap and lasted about a half hour and never did sleep. So I just got up, and come in here and got ready for the stream.
No, you won't, Pat. You won't come here. Right? My next door neighbor, right, she's a big white girl and she loves black men. She doesn't date white guys. She only dates black guys. Right? And brown as well. But I will tell her that you're here, and I guarantee you'll have a hard time fighting her because she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Right? She's a big girl, and she'll pull your pants down.
Low to sick her on Pat.
I'll sick her on. Well, if he's coming from my bubbles, I know I can't fight him. You seen the man?
Well,
He's like 8 foot tall.
I know. He's always said if we ever meet, he's going to give me a hug, and that scares me a little bit because I'm afraid he'll break me in two and not mean to.
It's exactly like he's too big. I couldn't take him on my own. So you act like I ain't never handled big guys. That doesn't surprise me, actually. Yeah, but you'll have your hands full with her long enough for me to turn it off and empty the water out of it so there's no more bubbles.
To lock the doors and barricade.
I'll scorch the earth if I have to. I agree with you. I agree with Brad. I agree. You're right, mate.
Yeah. Other than being tired, I'm fine.
I'm good. I'm glad. I'm very glad.
I was other than being aggravated earlier before you come on because I accidentally seen what was going on Twitter.
What was going on Twitter?
I don't know, all about the riots and stuff over here, which I was blissfully unaware of. I didn't even know they were happening.
I assume that you saw the hashtag as well.
Yes, and I seen So Fain, and it was all right. When I opened it up, it was boom right there on my page, and I couldn't help but see it. And I'm like, oh crap! I didn't want to see this. Now I'm aggravated. But it makes more sense because, like I was telling the chat earlier, the county has been sending out alerts to everyone's phones.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a curfew from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. for the last few days here, and so now it makes sense why they're doing that. Because my wife and I, we couldn't figure it out. That wouldn't have anything to do with the virus. That's silly.
Yeah,
don't know why that's happening, but now it makes sense. But yeah,
it's certainly a scary time, especially stateside.
Yeah, I guess.
Hello to you, Hey Camel. It's been a while, mate. Good to see you. I hope you're good, man. And hello to you as well, Kyla, in the chat there. And Dark, how go the battles, you two? I'm not going to go into today, but I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm a little bit tired. It's not been bad. If anything, overall, it's been very, very good.
But all that stuff doesn't. Back to what I was saying, doesn't scare me. It aggravates me. It doesn't scare me because I've lived through a whole lot worse. You forget I was alive during, civil rights in the 60s and
does this not rival that? Like,
no, not even close. Oh,
entire neighborhoods burning down. I mean,
there were entire cities burning down, LA and Detroit and Pittsburgh. And are you kidding me?
And yet no one can tell.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That was a joke.
With Detroit, you're right. But see, I've lived through that. That's scary. This is not even hardly worth mentioning.
Did you not feel that it could get to the same level?
No, I don't think it will. No.
I don't know. It's just maybe it's made worse because it's in the middle of a quarantine.
Mm-hmm. Nah. I don't think it will. I think they're except with the exception of New York, they're stepping on it quick enough, and we've learned our lessons with the LA riots and the what was the name of the guy that pulled out of his car over there? I forget his name because I
know who you're talking about.
Pat knows who I'm talking about. It was all videotaped and it caused a bunch of riots.
I remember. What's the name now? Bugging me.
Yeah, we'll we learned our lesson with that stuff. So yeah, they're cracking down. Like I said, my county, my city, were sending out alerts. They came to everyone's cell phones, everybody's, and you didn't have any choice but to know they were there because your phone started going.
That's it, Rodney King. That's it,
Rodney King. Yes, thank you.
I know a couple of my subscribers have shown me the text messages because it's not just in your state either. It's in a couple states.
So yeah, they've jumped on it, and no, it ain't gonna get out of hand. And if we're talking Antifa, the bunch of wussies.
I couldn't help but laugh my ass off. Like it went that way, it went over there, like it went out the window into the front garden, because yet again, the first picture I saw of Antifa, I didn't see any videos of Antifa at first. I saw a picture.
Yeah.
Can you guess what they were doing in that picture?
Beating a trash can.
I was setting it on fire, and I was like, they've evolved. They've discovered fire.
I don't know what it is they have against trash cans, but
projection, I fear.
They sure have it out for them, don't they?
They do. I don't get it. Why the bins?
I don't know.
Starbucks I can get, but the bins.
But you gotta remember, and not only civil rights and all that, but I lived through the 70s, and I've mentioned it before, and this is a very easily provable if you want to do a little bit of research. I've got it all saved on my computer, but I don't want to take the time during a live stream to go look it up. More people died from homegrown terrorism in the decade of the 70s than died from it from the period to now from then.
That's a lot.
A lot.
That's a bloody lot.
A lot. It was a very violent time. 70s was a good time for rock and roll, but it was a very violent time. And people look at the long hair and the bell bottoms and the funny clothes we wear, and they forget how violent it was. It was extremely violent. Lots of unrest, lots of riots that make this stuff look like this is a mosh pit, is what this is. compared to what we had then.
Well, to be fair, like back then, a lot of things were exacerbated even further. Really,
Yeah.
it wasn't just the case of the homegrown terrorism, but
Yeah.
and not just the riots, but the rise of cults.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, cults were a thing beforehand, but
Of course they were, but there
like
was a
60s and
lot of
70s
them that
was
came up in that period. Yeah, a lot of
serial killers too.
that's because there was a big push in the 60s and 70s for spiritualism, to find your
I also
spiritual.
believe it has something to do with identity as well.
Yeah. Well, our identity was changing from the very conservative, traditional family of the 50s, mom and dad and leave it to Beaver and all that stuff. And to, and the hippies come along and all that stuff and changed it all. Yeah. So yeah, this stuff doesn't scare me. It just makes me mad, and I just poo-poo it. Could people get hurt and people die? Sure, they could, but
They have.
no, yeah, and they already have. It's not going to get to that extent. I don't believe the authorities will let it.
I would hope it didn't. I would hope it wouldn't. Still, though, this people's lives are still being ruined by it.
Yeah,
businesses burned down. I mean,
some of these
a small business is a small business.
Well, I did see a picture where it was right there on my timeline, right in my face when I opened it up, of some guy dragged out of his shop, beat, and he died later.
See, disgusting.
But a big, vast majority of these people involved with the left and the other side and all that, they're really not that scary compared to like in the 70s. We had the Weathermen. I know that's not a scary name, but they were a scary group. Look them up if you're not familiar.
I saw a man with a bow and arrow.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
a bow and arrow? Was he just on the street or?
He got out of his car and decided to start having a go at the rioters. Now, in my personal opinion, a vehicle is a good weapon. We know all about that over here.
Yeah.
It was the IRA. Then, of course, we've had Islamist terrorism. So we know all about those vehicles of peace. But he gets out, arms himself with a bow and arrow, starts giving it the mouth. He was an older gentleman as well, right? Now, look, I couldn't hear what he was saying.
I like his moxie.
People were calling him a white supremacist.
They could overwhelm him, sure, but who wants to be first? Who wants to volunteer to take that first arrow? Because it's going to hit somebody.
Oh, I'm fairly sure he did hit someone with it. Because he got out, he starts having a go. He's an older gentleman. And I can't hear, I couldn't, maybe it's just my hearing, but I do have bad hearing. But I couldn't hear what he said. Yeah. And the person retweeting the video was like, this is a goddamn white supremacist. And there were no distinguishing features to me physically. He could have been shouting something along those lines. I don't know. I'm partially deaf. But he had a fucking bow and arrow, Bloodwing, and then somebody decided to run at him. He's got a bow and arrow, mate. You don't run at someone who's got a bow and arrow. Like,
wow.
But I'm fairly sure, because basically what you see happen is the guy starts running at him, but you don't see the other guy running at him until it's too late. Like you see him loose the arrow, and then a guy just goes down in front of him. And then he's overwhelmed with about 20, I'm not even joking, 20 or 30 people, and they beat the shit out of him. And I was like, guys, he's down. Can one of you check the fella with the arrow in his fucking chest, please? Like, come on. Fuck.
Yeah.
An arrow, Bloodwing.
That wouldn't be that abnormal of a. I mean, we would probably look twice, but that's about it around here.
well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know what state it was in. Like, it looked like a city. Of course, you can still have rednecks in cities, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where it was, so I couldn't honestly tell you. See you later, Carl. Have a good one, man. Why did they go into a massive mob by themselves? I don't. The thing was, he wasn't in a mob. He wasn't in the middle of one.
Well, that's where, in my opinion, from what you're describing, two stupid people met. The first stupid person was the guy with the bow and arrow that's going to get out and face the mob.
You
The
don't
other
get out the car.
stupid person is the one that ran at him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would also add that everyone else is stupid and cowards.
Yeah.
You don't need to jump on an old man who's loosed his only piece of ammunition on one guy. You don't need 30 people to beat up one old serpentine. He forgot the serpentine. He should have. But no, you don't run at a guy with a bow and arrow. You don't get out of a car, and you don't need 30 people to batter an old dude.
No.
You don't. It's disgusting. And I don't know what the state of that gentleman was. Could be fucking dead. You get take enough hits to the head, you die. It could be one hit and that'd be it. Like we've all heard of one hit fucking deaths, haven't we?
Well, yeah, there was a trend, mostly in cities and so forth, of kids walking up and sucker punching people just out of the blue.
I actually knew a guy that did that.
And it had a name to it. I forget what it was called. But anyway, people died from that. You know, you can die from a punch.
Yeah. And my friend's brother, when I was growing up, he did it to someone. And he went to prison because he killed the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be careful, man. You know, more often than not, it's not really the punch. It's the landing.
Yeah.
But I know that it can happen with the punch.
Well, when you're not looking for it, you have no idea you're about to get hit. You're not set for it. A lot of things could happen. It could break your neck. It could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I know I've been sucker punched, but the worst that ever happened to me when I worked at FedEx, a great big giant container got hit. It was standing right beside me. And it got hit by a tug on the other side because somebody driving like an idiot, and it swung around like a shot and smacked me right in the side of the temple. Ow. And knocked me about 12 foot. And I was standing on a piece of equipment that was about 10 feet high. So I went 12 feet out and 10 feet down like a rag doll.
Did it put you to sleep?
It knocked me pretty freaking loopy. I didn't go out.
Yeah,
not completely out, but I had no clue. I was like, I'm Batman. You know,
flying. So. I'm flying.
And the really part is, the only reason I was there, FedEx had this thing that if you were injured, and I had injured my foot, they would find jobs that you could do that was called temporary return to work, TRW.
That's good of them.
And I was there for TRW. And got injured again.
You got injured whilst doing that? Oh, good Lord.
Oh, I had the biggest knot come up, and the whole side of my face was black and blue.
I mean, it was.
This is a container the size of this room. It was huge.
Yeah.
And
we call them shake-ons in the UK.
Yeah.
Containers like that.
It knocked me silly. A truck driver seen it happen. Jumped out of his truck, ran over there. He said, I seen it happen. I swore you was dead. The way you went flying, I swore it killed you.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I got a pretty hard head.
Not anymore. Well, you've got a bit missing probably, or some skull fragment floating around.
See, that's why I have a memory problem now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to sit there and pretend to blame it on that, then you can do that, Mr. Wing.
It's either that or all the dope I smoked in the 70s.
I feel like it's a triple threat combo, isn't it? You know, there's age on top of that.
Yeah, could be. The size of those ears, no flight would be believable. It would have, and he can say that because he's got it to stick out ears too. Him and Mama Minnie both, unfortunately, were cursed with the ears. Thank you, Kahlo, for the donation. Once had this monster of a cook hit me on mess duty. Sucker punch you? Because I have been sucker punched before.
Ow.
And it's not any fun because you don't know it's coming. It just bam. You're like, what the heck happened?
J-Kid, to be fair, same. You see the word monster and a word that looks like cock. Monster cock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
dear.
Ellen, how you doing? Yeah, we've
I need to
talked
get a
about the
drink.
fishies and the bubbles.
I will BRB without showing my underwear or booty on stream.
See,
look, I'm skinny. Skinny.
Pull them britches up.
Yeah, they are up. Look. Hold on. Look, they're on my waist. They're on the waist. They're on the. Hold on. I can't get my ass on screen.
Straight cis
There you go. BRB.
Straight cis mill says I got hit in the face with a baseball bat for a fraction of both sides. Yeah, a ball bat will mess you up, and it don't take much. You don't even have to swing it that hard. Makes an excellent melee weapon. You have no cake. Well, the cake is a lie. Okay. Take it right. If that is skinny, then what am I? Yeah, right. Exactly. What do you weigh? About 120 soaking wet? But, yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you. I've lost loads of weight. Look. See? I'm holding my arms up. I'm holding my arms up. I'm not sucking in. I promise. You know, and this what size is this shirt? This is I don't know. I can't see. What size is it? I think it's a medium, but it feels like a small. I do fit into smalls.
Because I think your sizes are different over there than ours are.
Well, no, because here's the thing, Bloodwing. I've got a couple shirts that are American, and I have a couple that say US, EU, UK on them sizes, but it doesn't specify. Like, it doesn't give me 3 different sizes. It gives me 1 size, which is.
I know bizarre. Your shoe sizes are different. I know that for a fact, but
I'm a size 10, sir.
I'm 11 and a half to 12, depending on the shoe.
But what size would this be in America?
I don't know. But a medium shirt, my gosh, I couldn't get a medium on a bet.
Well, I can get small shirts on as well, mate.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I couldn't even get a small shirt over my head.
It depends on where it comes from, really. Like, I honestly, I don't think it's like a country thing anymore, because like I can get a small from one place and I can get a small from another. The small will fit me, the other one, and the other small won't. So like, it's like Americans like to pretend they have bigger feet.
I don't even pretend to nothing. It is what it is. I wear 11 and a half to 12.
Is there really a difference?
And that's not even the biggest foot that I know of. My nephew wears a size 15, I believe.
Yeah, I knew a lad that was like that, actually.
Yeah, that's not a shoe. That's a freaking canoe.
Yeah.
The ears get in the way. Yes, they do. Actually, if I try to pull on a super tight T-shirt, it pulls my ears.
1 UK 10 is a 10.5. Okay. But it's not that much of a difference then.
Yeah, but I just finally. They ordered them when I started work in November. I just Friday got my work shirts, my shirts for work that have the company logo and everything on them. And I ordered an extra large. So
you got them big feet, which means everyone knows big socks.
Yeah.
Big socks.
But I got an extra large because I could probably wear a large, but I've got very wide shoulders, very broad shoulders. And two, I was thinking ahead to the winter time. I might want to put a long sleeve shirt under them because they're short sleeved.
I don't have broad shoulders anymore. I used to be quite fat. And when I was fatter, my shoulders were broader.
And Colin says, I've seen a real size 22. Good grief, man.
Did you meet the Elephant Man?
Giant?
Doesn't matter.
But no, I haven't been able to wear a medium shirt since, oh my gosh, since I was in my 20s, at least.
Well, yeah, that's because you're a twig, J Kid. You're like this. You're like a super king.
He
Itty bitty motherfucker. I've still got meat on me. I've still got meat.
Yeah,
Miki, wait. I'm fat and gay and embarrassed. Yeah.
It's like a stick with ears. Yeah.
like a Super King cigarette with it. It's all right. I'll gain it back. I've still got my moobs.
Your moobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still chunky on the titties, you know.
Well, on a man, once they get out there, they don't tend to go back. They just get flabbier.
I'd have to exercise, to be honest. And it's not going to happen anytime soon. So
I wear a large top with 30-inch waist bottoms. 30-inch? My gosh, you're about as scrawny as Jake Kid. I think he wears smaller than that, though. I can't even get into anything less than a 36.
32. I'm wearing 32s right now.
Well, I can wear some 34s, but some 34s I'd have to lay down on the bed to buckle.
I'm a 32 waist myself. I can hear my son.
Yeah, and they will shrink. You're right, Devil Fruit Zero. But, large to extra large depends on the shirt. And these would probably be a little bit too big for me. But, hey, it's cooler because, like I said, my new manager, and he's a black guy, go figure, he keeps the heat turned up or the air turned down or whatever. It's hotter and crap in that shop when he's working. I'm like, Johnny, come on, you got to turn the air on, dude. Well, I'm cold. Well, go figure. I'm not.
Have you thought about not being white whilst you're at work?
Yeah, but there's not a lot I can do about that. You know what I mean?
Hey, get you a tan.
Yeah, I tan pretty easy. And
well, go outside, lay down for a bit. Don't fall asleep, for fuck's sake. You come back looking like a lobster.
I've only burned a few times in my life, and when I did, I burned bad.
Yeah, but I say, like, if you fell asleep, you would burn.
Nah.
If you're there for long enough, you bloody would.
I'd have to be there for hours.
That'll do.
Be there for hours. I used to, when I'd work outside, stay outside all day, shoot, I'd just get brown, barely burn. I've only burned a handful of times in my life, but when I did, I burned bad because I got too cocky. One time
I burnt twice, and it lasted about an hour.
One time I was on vacation. This was back when the kids were real small, so sometime in the 80s. I got cocky and went fishing with my dad and some other people in a boat, an aluminum boat. And all I wore was a pair of shorts and shoes. No shirt, pair of shorts.
And you were out there for hours and hours and hours.
In the middle of the lake, in an aluminum boat that reflects the sun.
Yeah.
Wow, did I get burnt. I peeled 3 times.
Oof.
And it got sick. It actually gave me sun poisoning. I got very sick for a couple of days.
Sunstroke.
Yeah. One of the worst vacations I ever had.
That says you're right.
I was.
Next time, wear a hat and a t-shirt. Yeah. Or bloody factor 30 or something. What you doing? But don't forget your after sun. You put it in the fridge, remember?
Yeah. But I pretty much have to do something like that to burn. You can't tell, because my camera sucks. And sometimes you can't tell in real life, depending on the lighting. But my skin actually has a slight olive tone to it.
Yes.
So I'm not really pale. And I just don't burn. I tan easily. Now, my wife, on the other hand, can just look at the sun and become a lobster. So.
You know what I've discovered? Because my camera's not on its tripod. Normally is. It's usually a little bit back behind the screen.
Yeah.
But I've got it there just because it was just easier to do. I have a really big face. Like the face is bigger than the head.
Yeah, my wife.
More room to punch. Need to make a smaller target. Because eventually Pat's going to come for the bubble, so he's going to swing for me, and he's going to hit me hard. He's got a lot of room. No, I don't have a fat face, sir. I have a big face with a rather large schnoz.
To go along with a big head.
Don't agree. Don't hit me, Pat. I'm small cripple. Leave me alone. I've got a walking stick. You wouldn't hit a cripple, would you?
Yeah. Cynical Lindsay says, my husband has olive skin. I've got the porcelain doll skin. I'm about as pale as it goes. I don't know where the olive skin comes from because I have so many different, things in my background. Maybe the American Indian. I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, God.
A little bit.
I'm getting a headache.
I mean, I look white until you get me next to another person like my wife who's pale, and then you see the difference.
Pasty.
Oh, good.
She gets out more than you, didn't she?
Oh, a whole lot more.
Yeah.
She works outside. Of course, it's at night, but she's always been that way. She's just
getting that moon tone.
She's very white.
Pink Carlo, mate, don't think I won't fuck you up. I'll get in that chat. We'll have strong words. Strong words. Just, don't think because I got a walking stick I haven't retained my strength. I'll fuck you up, son. I've still got that Hmong strength. All right. I'll use my autism to break your bones. You whore bag.
Grind your bones to make my bread.
Exactly. I'll grind them to dust. Had this moment where I pictured you with a sword. I wish I had a sword cane. Unfortunately, I have a floppy dildo cane and basic bitch one. I'll take you would not take my walking stick. I'm trained in cripplese. All right. Cripple-ese jitsu. I'll fuck you up, son. I'll use the power of autism. I'll focus it. Laser autism eyes. Bing. Yeah. It won't kill you. It'll give you a neck beard.
Yeah.
Promise. And yes, we need to do the fusion dance. I agree. Oh God.
Because he read all the cane fighting books.
I was trained by the cane master.
I'm a master in cane fu.
Cane fu, there we go. Oh, fuck your shit up, son. ADHD fusion dance. That's impossible. Fusion. Oh, butterfly.
Oh, squirrel.
Squirrel. That's how we fuse, though. We don't need to be perfectly in sync with each other. We just need to, just be nearby. That's enough. That's enough to fuse. So how you been, old man? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been fine.
Good.
I've just been staying away from the internet, and blissfully so. I've been way out of touch and been happy about it.
To be fair, yeah, I can't fault you for that, for wanting to just not know what's going on. And
yeah, because what little bit I accidentally seen when my Twitter opened up, I wish there was a way I could make my Twitter just open to my mentions and avoid my timeline. But if there's a way to do that, I don't know how. But just a little bit I seen when it opened up was enough to make me mad. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be mad.
Was it arguing that you saw, or was it some?
I'll just Sophane. I'll just say that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah.
Are you sure he wasn't trolling?
Who knows with him? And I think half the time when he says he's trolling, I think he's like Jeff Holiday. He says he's trolling, but no, he's not. It's just a joke, bruh. No.
Just a joke, bruh.
But anyway, yeah, it was enough to make me mad. And I'm like, that's why I was avoiding it. So I'm going to go back to avoiding it after this, I only opened it up because I wanted, to share out the link and to invite you. And so.
See, if you use Discord, like a good
Are
person.
you kidding?
What
It's
do you
just
mean, am I
annoying
kidding?
just for different reasons.
You don't have to tell people you're online. You just,
No, but
just
you have to put up with the doo doo.
No, you don't.
Just
Because
a minute. Let me finish.
doesn't happen with me. Turn your notifications off.
Just when you think you got all the channels turned off, somebody makes a new one and it starts going doo doo again. And yeah.
Well, that's your own fault for having the sound notifications on, isn't it?
Yeah. And if I'm playing games, it pops up and gets in the way of my games. And no,
could always close it.
Screw that. Screw it. No.
You can't be asked turning the simple click, 2 clicks.
No.
Stubborn old man.
Exactly.
What do you mean you shouldn't have to?
Shouldn't have to.
You literally, right, spend hours and hours and hours creating characters in games.
Yeah.
Right. And choosing your settings in games.
Uh-huh.
Right. So you can't even
mod it. And
how many hours you spent modding Skyrim?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about trying to learn how to make mods.
Yeah, again, like programming and use of 3D model engines and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't even be bothered to click through a menu to turn the notifications off.
No, shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have to. My God. I thought I was immature.
It's just like when I play games, when I'm playing and like with you or Jay Kidd and we're going from a StreamYard hangout or something, then my YouTube notifications pop up in the middle of the game and I gotta stop and it shouldn't have to.
You could always just turn those off.
Well, I like to be notified when a channel that I follow.
So why don't you turn off the channels that you don't want?
Well, that's the problem. A lot of the times it's channels that I do want to see, but I just don't want to see them right then, like Neebs Gaming, I'll watch it later. But the problem is as well as I do, YouTube has started sending notifications for channels you don't even follow. If you watch the channel once, they'll send you a notification for it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the notification system works very much like Twitter's.
Yeah. In case you missed it.
Yeah,
I missed it for a reason.
You follow this person. Maybe you'd like to follow this person. And they've got the interests thing now as well, the topics tab, and it's just like nobody asked for it.
Elowen says, well, I just wanted to stop and say hi. Now
Hi.
To return to Animal Crossing, Happy Town is where I live now. Oh, good for you. It's just probably a much nicer place than the real world at the moment.
YouTube will also send you recommendations through the notification system, which is probably why it doesn't work, because it's trying to do too much. That's how I discovered. I admit I don't hate the recommendations, but the thing is that YouTube already has a recommended.
No, I don't hate them. It's just annoying when they pop up at the wrong times.
The thing is that you also have the sound on.
Lindsay, yes, Pat is a conservative, and yeah, I don't know how he does it. Their relationship must be very, very close. But so yeah, where is the edit button? He's talking about on Twitter, I think. Everybody but Monkey wants an edit button.
Yeah, no, he doesn't think that we should have one. Because you should, leave your mistakes out there. I kindly disagree, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to fix my typos. I don't want to take back something I've said. I just want to fix the typos.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to be passionate and I'm saying, I ducking don't want this, and that's not what I'm trying to say, is it? It's not what I'm trying to say, but I get where he's coming from with the argument, because Twitter is gotcha bloody central. Like, come on. If you're arguing with somebody and then they go and edit what they said earlier to make you look like a bigger dick.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Do like a lot of like forums will say edited, or like in YouTube comments, it'll say edited.
Well, that's true. Yeah. See that, Pat? Have a good stream.
Yep. And with that, you know what time it is.
You know what time it is. I thought it was never going to come.
Well, it started hitting me about 15 minutes ago, and I've been putting it off. So
You can hold it in
for a short time. I'm to the point now where I'm doing the PP dance, so I better not.
Okay. You go do that, then you go wee. And for fuck's sake. Oh my God. Right. Excuse me, camera. Can you stay where you fucking sat down, please? Just stay where you are. Oh my God. See, like, he's got to do that, right? And now I'm getting really stuck because this piece of shit just won't stay where it's fucking supposed to. Stay where you're supposed to, you bag of dicks. Right. Okay. There we are. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Redneck Radio. I hope you're all having a lovely Tuesday so far. What's going on, everybody? Are we nice and relaxed? Sit back, chill out, lay back in your recliners, put your headphones on, and let's chill out together. Let's relax and dream a dream that's incredibly clean and lacks anything mean, you know. Yeah. Yo, it's Breedo! Whoa! At least my voice is relaxing to some people. Others, it's like nails on a chalkboard. But yeah. So what have we been up to, ladies and gentlemen? There's 50 people watching. We usually get a very, very good like ratio on these streams over here on Redneck Radio. So I think that we can get above 40, at least 42 likes, I think. You know, so can we get 11 more likes on the stream? It's not for me. It's for the old man. And, you know, he's old. Look at him. You know, he has to go use the toilet like 3 times during a 2-hour stream. I mean, come on. You should like just for that fact. Come on, drop a like, guys. Drop a like. It's not for me. It's for him. You know, if you don't want to like because you think that I'm a dick, well, like because I'm a dick. And because I've not been here for the entire live stream either. And hello to you, James Colley. I hope you're good, mate. Oh, hail Lord Bear and his prophet, me. Indeed. Smash that like button, folks. It's not for me. It's for the old man. Should I stream COD or Farming Simulator ASMR? I can't decide which to Twitch stream to my one follower, Irate Alex. What are you asking me for? What you want? You're not going to drop a like, J Kid? You should drop a like because it's the old man, you know, or at least a dislike for the engagement. See, push button's a good boy. We're at 35 likes. Come on, guys. Come on. Give the old man some more. Give him some more likes. You know, he deserves it. You know, he's tired. He's old. He's been at work. You know, give him a like just for that. You know, he's old. Bless him. Yeah, for 1 like is 1 week less of dementia that we all have to put up with. I mean, no one likes dealing with that. You know, do you know anyone with dementia? They're annoying as shit. They forget things. They get angry. They get moody. They accuse you of trying to fuck their wife when they're like 80. You know, and yes, I'm being very specific for a reason. You know, smash a fucking like. Smash
Why
that
are we
like
talking
button.
about 3 Dog?
3 Dog! Whoa, woof.
I'm just wondering. While I was coming back from the bathroom, my phone was ringing, so I answered it, and it was a robocall, and it starts off, "Hi, I'm Cynthia from Senior Care."
Hi, I'm Cynthia from Home Care for the Elderly, okay? I'm calling for Mr. Bloodwing because we've recently been notified that he's old as shit.
Yeah. That's exactly what are you trying to tell me? I'm old? I don't care yet.
Hey. Hello to Irish and Devil Fruit Zero and Maddie. Hope you're good. Yeah, they got the correct number. Yeah, I mean, sir, you are an old age pensioner.
Well, I guess I would technically be a senior now at 60 years old. I'm not sure where the cutoff for that is, but
We are calling to offer you a bus pass.
hey, I can get, discounts at the restaurants and stuff. I'll take them. I'm not ashamed to, Yeah, give me
Use them.
Give me.
Yeah, I'll take it too. Shit.
Yeah.
I'll take a disabled discount.
Yeah. So, doesn't 55 start the senior discount? I've been getting stuff from AARP, which is the American Association for Retired People, since I was 50. So, which is funny because I'm not even retirement age yet. I've still got another 5 years at least to go, 5.5, I think. I think you got to be 65 and a half, or maybe they extended it to 66. I don't know, but I got a little ways to go yet.
No, Mickey, unfortunately, being short doesn't give you access to discounts. In fact, what it does is it actually goes against you because we have height restrictions for certain things. And I'm afraid you need to be this high to,
You must be this tall to ride this ride.
Exactly. Have you managed to blag anything with your work ID? I haven't actually. I've not had much opportunity to do anything outside of it. I started work back in September. I was just trying to getting used to the balance between the job and trying to do YouTube stuff. And then the MS attack happened in February. Yes, I know I can't pronounce that word. Shut up. And I haven't been outside since. Well, I'll be able to walk to the shop, but that's about it. I am getting out though. 2 days. Tomorrow and then Thursday I'm getting out and going out to the hospital. So
well, good for you. Well, not that you're going to the hospital, but that you're getting out of the house. I mean, sometimes it's just the act of getting out of the house that's needed.
I ain't looking forward to wearing that mask though.
Yeah. You have to wear a mask out, do you?
Yeah. I'm going into a hospital. I'll most likely have to wear one.
Yeah, well, I probably would want to in a hospital because there's sick people in there.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, just give me a CBRN suit, nuclear suit.
Yeah.
A gas mask, I'll take it. I know how to put it on. It's fine. I'll get naked inside it. I don't give a shit. I can't retire until 67.
The first thing you're going to notice you put that mask on, if you haven't already, is your glasses are going to fog.
Yeah.
Not a lot you can do about it.
Every time I think queue jumping, there's some doddering old deer stood behind a mum with a screaming baby just in front of me. Of course, because that's always the way. Miki has secret tips.
For wearing masks or learning labs. Yeah. Well, you probably would. Yeah, working in a lab, you probably would have to learn a few tips and tricks.
Sorry, I know I'm sniffing and
tip number 1, Jake, it says put mask on face.
Put the straps around your ears.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't have sex with anyone outside. Yeah, I know, right? I saw that. Hashtag ban sex.
Yeah.
Gotta have sex to ban it first, I guess. Yep, that happened to me. All right. Sorry to hear that.
Which reminds me of what I said earlier. I was thinking about learning to make mods for Skyrim. And the reason is I want to start making my own followers. If you go on the Nexus, 3/4 of the followers are girls with impossibly large breasts. And they all look like they come out of an anime, their face, the anime looking face.
Well, welcome to the internet, Mr. Wing.
Yeah.
Redneck beards, they love that.
Boobs the size of, good grief. Just impossible. I just want a follower. I don't want this.
Well, you got your follower and her tits are following you.
Yeah.
The extra storage space.
Her boobs have got to have their own script.
Yeah. Their own physics engine.
I'm serious. You got to see some of this stuff. It's like, oh my God. So I'm going to start making followers that are a little more realistic, a little more real looking. Forget the anime crap. I'm not some millennial.
Excuse me.
I know you are, and I know you like.
It wasn't my generation that liked anime first. All right, it was Gen X. Blame them. They're your children.
Yeah, well,
have a word.
As far as I know, it's only my oldest daughter that likes it.
Well, there you go. See, look, there's Necro. He's not a millennial. He's definitely not a millennial.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to make something a little more realistic, you know. And there's a big push, or there's like a tendency to make really light black people, and like the dark elves aren't even dark colored anymore, and they're white looking orcs, and like, what the heck? Orcs are supposed to be green in this game.
Not the Grey Prince in Oblivion.
I want to start a movement back to the way things are supposed to look.
Well, who are you to gatekeep, sir?
Well, I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not trying to keep them from doing their stuff. Hey, if people like their stuff, then more power to it. Go.
Orcs in Japanese culture are pigmen.
But I would bet you that there would be an audience for it, for something a little less dramatic and drastic and more realistic.
Go on then.
Yeah.
You do that then. Stroppy pants.
Yeah. I think I could learn it. I'm smart enough about computers and stuff and gaming and all that stuff. So thinking about it. And there's a ton of videos to learn how to do it on YouTube because I already looked. So
well, on that note, I'm gonna learn to crochet.
I already know how.
That does not even remotely surprise me.
My mother taught me how when I was a kid. Taught me how
make me a plushie. As you can see, I've begun a collection.
Well, I'm better at knitting than crocheting. My sister was better at crocheting than knitting, and I was the opposite. So.
Well, knit me a jumper then, sir.
For the Americans in the audience, that means we would call that a sweater.
Yes, a jumper, a sweater. I put this on to make myself sweat. No, it's called a jumper. Aluminum, boy.
Well, it's not aluminium.
It's aluminium. It's good to hear you pronounce words correctly for once, Mr. Wing. I do. That's not something I ever would think I would ever see. Ever is the words crocheting is awesome.
You've been hanging out with people from Liverpool lately, because I detected a bit of a Liverpool accent there for just a second.
Well, did the scouse come out of me? Did it?
Yeah,
it does from time to time. I don't know about completing the crochet project. I mean, I'll complete it, but it'll be fucked up. Like, it won't look right.
How dare you, J Kid? What makes you think I wouldn't complete a follower mod? Of course I would. I would learn to do it and do at least one. Now, I don't know if I'd go on with it after that, because it is a lot of work. If you look on the Nexus, there's always bugs and people coming back and tell you your mod sucks and it doesn't work for them when it's something they're doing, and yada yada. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Your sweater would need to be big for that head.
I don't even know what a sweater is, mate. I know about jumpers and hoodies and jackets and things of that nature, but a sweater, no, I don't feel like sweating. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jake. Well, you got kind of a point. He says, as much time as you spend creating the character that you're playing, you would never complete it.
You got a point. He's got a point.
Yeah.
You. How many Sims have you made?
I have no idea. No idea. I'll tell you this: on Skyrim, I have made 2 characters, male and female, of every race available. So, what is that? 10, 12?
Well, I thought there were like 15, weren't there, races?
No, let's see. You've got the Nords and
Human.
the Imperial.
The Imperial, sorry.
The Red Guard, that's 3. The ones that use magic, what it starts with a B. Can't remember. Anyway, them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
You've
about.
got the Dark Elves. You've got the Wood Elves, the High Elves, the Orcs,
Breton. There you go. Yeah.
and the Argonians, the Bretons. Yeah, so that's 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Dead on. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got 20 characters because I've got a male and female of every race, and I'm playing them all differently. So.
Oh,
that is my addiction, as we've mentioned, and J Kid knows all too well. If you give me any kind of viable character creation, I'm in heaven.
You would love Black Desert Online because of their character creator.
Yeah, I've seen videos on it. It is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
One of the most in-depth ones I've ever seen, actually.
But with some of the mods I got and everything, my character creation ability on Skyrim is phenomenal. So
He likes creating characters over and over again and then never using them.
I do. Absolutely do.
How far do you go with them?
Yeah. I mean, I've got all but 4 of them, at least to Whiterun.
So not that far then.
Yeah, no. I'll take the character to Whiterun, and then go get the next character and bring it to Whiterun, and then da 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 da.
You have a weird way of playing.
I do, but it's what makes me happy. So
stop being happy. Play the way I want you to play.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, if you did what you did, like if you did this kind of thing on Twitch, right? I guarantee you'd make a lot of people mad.
Oh, yeah. But have you seen the HD remaster of Saints Row 3? I have not. Number 1, is it pretty good? Because I love the game.
Game.
I love Saint Row the 3rd.
The second one is the best one.
I've never played all the way through 1 and 2. I had them on my Xbox, which doesn't work now, but I had them on my 360, and I never got a chance to play through both of them all the way.
Who's the best one?
But I like the 3rd because it's just so irreverent and silly, and it doesn't take itself serious. And you got to love a game that has Burt Reynolds that voices the mayor, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And then obviously there are certain aspects of the game that I really love, but I hate the missions. There's no value there. You know, it's just arcadey as fuck. I hate that. Whereas 2 actually gave you real missions, you know, and you had the side stuff, because basically that's all 3 and 4 are. Is literally just crappy side missions.
See you, Owen Harmon, if you're still there. Didn't see your post till just now. Have a good night.
Have a good night, mate. That's all 3 and 4 are crappy side missions, you know, and then you get like the main mission every so often once you've completed enough shitty, crappy driving a tiger around in a car. Like, it's so dumb, you know.
I haven't played 4 much, just a little.
4 is fun, but again, it's the entire game is made up.
I like the irreverence and the silliness of 3, and when I get in the mood of just playing a silly game, that's what I play.
2 is silly. You go around spraying poo up buildings. What more do you want?
So, you know, I like that.
You fight a guy who does black magic in number 2.
Yeah.
You know, that's you don't need to give me a flying aircraft carrier, you know, with VTOLs and Burt Reynolds to make it a fun game.
No, you don't have to, but it does make it fun. I love the VTOLs.
If it was actually mission based like it's supposed to be, then yeah.
The vehicle I use the most is the VTOL bike. The I forget what it's called, but the motorcycle that flies in the air. Yeah, love that thing.
He's lying. He's lying, by the way. The only reason why he likes it so much is because of the giant purple dildo you get to go around beating people to death with.
Well, that's funny for about the first 5 minutes, and then you get like, okay, tired of this.
I personally preferred 4 over 3.
Yeah, I just haven't played that much of 4. I got to play through I forget how. It's like I had a demo of 4 or something. I don't remember, but I just played through the first part of it where you're trying to escape the White House.
And you get to fire the giant gun
that
comes out of the White House lawn, which is amazing. But the dubstep gun is a lot of fun. Killing people with dubstep is always a good time, especially when you actually legitimately enjoy dubstep and you know how much it pisses other people off. And there are some interesting, and I'm not calling them missions because they're not side missions. What was that?
Nothing. I was making fun of dubstep.
I call it wubstep. Wop 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 wop. No, it's I found 4 better because they just let it go too far with 4. They're blatantly taking the piss out of Mass Effect with 4 as well.
Yeah,
because you escape the planet.
Oh,
and you can wander around your ship when you're not inside the simulation.
Yeah,
but I don't want to spoil it for you, even though it's old game now.
Yeah, who knows? I might get a chance if it goes on sale. I might get a chance to get it. I don't know.
It's usually on for cheap.
And I do have 3, but
the mission where you take the apartment is very good because it has that Kanye West song that starts playing when you start, gliding down, when you jump out of the helicopter or whatever it is, and you go in there and you feel invincible. You kill everyone in the building. It's a lot of fun. Much like Doom is.
And the whole series is good. James Colley's got a point, and I just love it because it doesn't take itself seriously. It knows that it's a clone of Grand Theft Auto, of GTA, and it accepts it and just silly and irreverent and just that's why I like it. Give me just a second. Even though the air conditioner is running, I am sweating buckets, so I'm going to go turn the ceiling fan on. It won't take me a sec.
I thought you were reading someone else's comment then. Is that I haven't played Gat Out of Hell. It is on my wish list. I do have the other. I have 2 and 3. I'm fairly sure I've got 4. But yeah, I've not played Gat Out of Hell. But I hear it's all right. It's all right.
And I'm back.
Hello. I'm going to turn my fan on, and then I might go make myself my. Oh God! I hope my bum crack didn't come through there. Let me have a look on the playback on the stream. Yeah, it did. Sorry.
Yeah, just a little flash of the plumber's crack there.
Sorry, I've apparently reduced. Must be down to a 31 waist now.
31. I couldn't buckle a 31 on a bet.
Day ruined. Thanks. No problem, bro. No problem. I'm gonna go make myself my druggy drink. So excuse me a moment, please.
You go right ahead with that.
I will. I most certainly fucking will, man.
Yeah. Chat, haven't talked to you for a minute. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know why I'm sweating. It must be getting really hot outside because I am sweating like crazy right now. It just started all of a sudden. And the ceiling fan's almost directly over me, so I turn that on. It helps. I had it on earlier, but I had to turn it off this morning because I was freezing my wife out. Happens when you reach menopause. No, menopause is a real thing, and it even has a name. I just don't remember the name. It is for sure. And we do have hot flashes and stuff when you reach a certain age. Just not to the extent the woman does. They go through it more severe, but it's real. Yeah. I don't know. And plus we get hair coming out of places it shouldn't come, like our ears and long hair out of your nose and annoying stuff. I find it hard to believe that I will ever experience hot flashes. Well, just wait. In about 15 to 20 years, you just wait. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Let's see. We got 44 watching now and 40 likes. Hey, that's a pretty good ratio right there. It's a pretty good ratio right there. I don't care what anybody says. And apparently, I am the only one left in chat. Shows his butt. Everybody leaves. Yeah. Run them off, screaming. They ran off to bleach their eyes out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make everyone leave.
They'll be back after they bleach out their eyes.
Oh, how far away from your microphone are you?
How far away am I from my microphone? Same.
You're quieter.
Same distance I always am. It's about a foot from my face.
Oh yeah, J Kid is still here because he appreciates a booty.
Yeah.
He appreciates a booty. Well, there's a massive sale on Steam at the moment, by the way.
Yeah, there's been a massive sale for like the last month and a half.
Well, there's an even bigger one right now.
Even bigger.
Bigger.
Sunday.
Sunday.
We'll sell. You'll only need the edge, but we'll sell you the whole seat.
Exactly.
So what's on sale?
Three quarters of your seat is discounted on account of the sheer excitement. I've just gone off it for some reason. There is a specific dev sale. It's like 70% off pretty much everything they've ever made. Special offers on Steam. Oh, fuck it. Project Cars 2, 84% off. It's usually $45.99, and now it's £7.19, which is like $10. So,
yeah,
that's cheap as chips. That is, mate. Cheap as chips. I don't know, man. Let me go to the sales page.
That sounds good. I could do with an order of French fries about now.
You talking about French fries for?
You said cheap as chips, and that's what you guys call French fries is chips.
Well, it depends on the type of chips. We do acknowledge some chips as fries. I forget the dev name now, but there's a lot of games. You know, Frostpunk's on for 60% off. Project Cars is on for 84% off. This War of Mine is on for It's on for £3. I actually have that game, but
it's about $5.
Bugger all that. Soviet Republic is on for 20% off. My Time at Porsche, that's still on for 60% off. If you are into that kind of thing. Dying Light, 66% off. If you never played that, it's a really fun zombie killing game.
Well, there goes my phone.
Yeah, someone COVID the Outbreak is on for 10% off.
That's what the words sound like.
I could barely hear you.
I know, because it's so loud. That's the way those alerts come through. Emergency alert, Marion County curfew, June 2nd, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Only essential travel or personnel in public.
There you go. I haven't played it yet. And yeah, Dying Light is awesome. It's awesome. Is it me or has he gone quieter?
Who?
You're quiet.
I'm the same distance from my phone, from my microphone as I always am.
You've done something to it. Black Wake? You mean Waking of Color? God, it's a pirate game. Yar.
I like pirate games. Arr.
YouTuber's Life. That's on for 40% off. It's like The Sims, but you know, you're a YouTuber.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've played it. It's a bit repetitive, much like being a YouTuber.
it looked like that kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it looks like it's been updated a million times since I last played it, but Project Warlock, that's on for. It looks like one of the first Doom games.
Yeah,
that's on for £4.
I enjoyed those. In fact, I've been thinking about going walking in the bedroom and grabbing my copy of Quake 2 and reinstalling it and playing.
Why not? Why not? The Escapist is on for 75% off. Overcooked 2. I mean, that's on for cheap at the minute. The sales is good, sir. The sales is good.
Yeah.
Get in there while the getting's hot. You know? No, I do have a volume switch, but it's buttons rather than a.
Well, maybe you sat on it with that plumber bud of yours.
It went down my crack, sir. Oh yeah, I think I did turn it down by sliding it. Maybe my ass has been turning my volume down.
Yeah. Get some new meat in the butt, darling.
But volume switching.
Yeah.
My kettle would have boiled by now. BRB. I'm gonna make sure that my ass doesn't show.
Okay.
There you go.
Demo Man 57. It looks like you were right. His volume was turned down. I knew I was just my normal loud self, and believe it or not, I'm keeping it down. I got a very loud voice, but I'm purposely keeping it down so I don't wake my wife up because she has to work tonight. She could sleep in the next room. So, and I can and have woke her up by streaming. That's why I only wear one earplug, because if I put them both in, I do tend to get loud. You know what it's like when people put their headsets on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
Is.
So you're keeping safe?
Yeah, I'm on the right side of dirt, so.
I guess so. I like that. There we go. Put my hot drink to the side there. Flashback to Alex getting scared by a bomber during a. Yeah. All right. Let's not start bullying Alex just because he gets scared from time to time.
It is funny though, buddy. It is.
That's how I damage my voice. To be honest, yeah, my voice isn't deeper than it normally should be because I'm a smoker. It's because I scream. And hello, Unholy Reaper, mate. I hope you're good, dude.
How you doing, man? But oh, geez, we got about 15 minutes left. Time passed pretty quick on this one.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. Quit the yawning.
So I can't help it, sir. All right.
Told you I haven't had much sleep.
Yeah.
And I won't go lay down now because I'm afraid of waking my wife up. She has to sleep because she's got to work.
Mm-hmm. And she's also a human being who requires rest. But yeah, just watch some crap on TV.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
You'll be fine.
I'll just stay up until I'm falling asleep playing Skyrim again tonight.
Wake up surrounded by mud crabs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, JK, we can play some Civ 6, sure. Give me some time to get a little something to eat first because I'm getting hungry.
Glad to hear it, Unholy Reaper. Glad to hear it, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Wasn't the cigarette smoking pole? Okay.
Lost in translation there is speaking
talking
English.
about smoking a pole, which is another word for.
Well, no, I get that. It's just he did it wrong, and he should feel bad. He was telling dad jokes in my Discord earlier, and he should also feel bad for that. But he should feel bad for it because they were terrible. Terrible, Cryptic. Try harder. I'm gonna start calling them Karen jokes.
Dad jokes should be a bannable defense. No, they're funny.
Nah, ban them. That's why we have a quarantine. Dad jokes.
Is that why?
Exactly why. Why do you think like both our governments were first to ban the old people from going out, stopping dad jokes? You know, they're hoping that by the time it's done, they're all dead. You watch it happen again in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they revive dad jokes through whatever Reddit's replaced with. I've got such a fat head. There we go. These headphones are comfortable. They're big enough for my fat ears and big enough for my fat head.
Yeah.
The better quarantine crypt. Yeah, I really hope that he's patient zero. You know? He's the dad joke patriarch. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Well, he's not from China. I can tell you that. So.
Well, I mean, he looks like he is.
Are you saying all them Oriental people look alike to you?
Well, here's the thing. Like, do you remember that grade A under A video from years back? You know, and he was like trying to make the argument that you can't be racist towards people, you know, from the Far East because, you know, he was like, right, here's pictures of 10 different people from South Korea, and here's pictures of 10 different people from China. You know, and he's like, what? You know, what? Where's the difference?
Yeah. I know.
It's not racist, okay? It's not.
That's
right?
racist.
Let's get better faces.
We know what you really mean, you white supremacist, you.
I know. Alex says headphones aren't big enough to contain your ego. That's a good thing. That's not what headphones. It's not racist if I said it.
Emotional. That's racist. Oh, good Lord. You get me in trouble, functional. Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's what's important, Cryptic. I suppose that's what's important. I'm joking, of course. I kid. He's racist to me all the time. I'm allowed to be racist back to him. It's mutual racism. It's an acceptable form. I can't even tell white people.
Yeah.
To be fair, like I can't tell fat people apart.
I'm sure we look alike to other races. Yeah.
That's how we hate each other. Well, yeah, about to say, yeah. I mean, look at India and Pakistan, for example. You know, they used to be one country, but you know they're two different peoples now. And yes, that's in Asia.
Cynical Lindsay says then you have the Inuits in Alaska and parts of Canada that look like they came from the Oriental area of Asia. Actually, that's the major school of thought that all American Indians, including the Inuits, all what they might call Native Americans, actually came from Asia originally and walked the land bridge that used to exist where the Bering Strait is now.
Mm.
So, yeah, a little history for you there. Yeah.
I bet they regret making that walk. Well, history has not been kind to them. I'm just saying, like, there's not many of them left.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Right, there's just not a lot of them.
Yeah, Siberia. Yeah. So yeah, and if you look, there are some natives to that area, like in Russia and Siberia and so forth, that look very similar. So. Yeah, I would not doubt that there's truth to it.
Oh, Russia.
I mean, they got here somehow.
Being a part of Russia and gigantic and stretching from Europe all the way across, you know, Europe and Asia. Don't surprise me.
Lindsay,
very cold.
I'm with you. I think Japanese and Korean sound very similar. One of the followers I downloaded, I didn't realize it when I downloaded. Good follower, but she speaks Korean. I have no idea what she's saying.
I have news.
Yeah.
I have news.
Okay. All right.
You sound disgusted, but coronavirus, aka Corona-chan. Thank you, Lindsay, for reminding me of that meme. Risk of death is higher for me. I'm an ethnic minority, technically, but in parts. People from ethnic minorities are at higher risk of dying from coronavirus, a report by Public Health England says. Oh, I know why they're saying this now. You know why? Because Black Lives Matter UK are on the march, right? They were like, nah, we can't be doing with them as well.
Yeah.
Get back inside. they're just trying to sweep up the brown people from going outside. It shows age remains the biggest risk factor, while being male is another. The impact of COVID-19 is also disproportionate for other Asian, Caribbean, and black ethnicities, but it remains unclear why. The Health Secretary said the troubling report was timely because right across the world, people are angry about racial injustice. It's funny that, isn't it?
It's a racist virus.
Well, I mean...
And it's sexist. It affects men more than women, so...
Yeah, they can't deny that now because they tried to argue that at the beginning. And it didn't work out, did it?
Yeah. J Kid, they hangouts are gone in an essence, but they still exist in a form. So it's complicated. It's just complicated.
I suppose it seems to be more aimed at black minorities, whether it's Caribbean or whether it's African, because there are differences. Where's that gone? I've lost it.
I lost it. I died.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Della Hayes explained it for me. Thank you. You can use Hangouts, but you can't go live directly from them. You have to use something else, another program to air them to your channel.
It's this app called Bixby on my phone, right? I have no idea how to use the bloody thing.
Well, that sounds familiar. I think I've had that on a phone before. I don't have it.
It's a Samsung thing, isn't it?
Well,
No, I don't want that.
That's what I have is a Samsung.
Yeah, because that's what it's installed on. You see, it's like an automatic thing that you get when you install it. That I can't think. I've never seen something with worse timing. Jesus Christ! Like BLM, they finally get on the march, and the UK government's like, "Well, we're not saying this because you're protesting. We're not." But listen, right? You're more at risk from the Rona, all right, if you're a black male, regardless of Caribbean or African descent. Like, bullshit. We're not. We've got science to back it up. Look, I've got an article. Fuck your article. That couldn't possibly like.
Necrosol says it's a Samsung version of Siri.
Well, I mean, Siri is not as intrusive as fucking Bixby is. Bixby is always trying to pester me to get me to like narrow down what I'm into, so it can send me more things. Like, honestly, it knows what I'm doing when I'm not using my phone. Like, I'll be looking some shit up on this computer. I'll go to bed, and then it'll go Bixby's still here, and then it'll give me a bunch of shitty articles about what I've been looking at on my browser. Like, it's all connected. It's evil.
Well, it's Google for you because I know my Samsung runs off the Google OS. So
I don't know where it is on my phone. Is that it? Nope. I don't know where it is, man. I can't tell you. It'll come up again because it'll vibrate and go, "We got something for you." It likes to tell me how many people have died overnight as well every day, which is really nice. I just never turned it off, I guess, because I don't know. I want to see who else. Actually, I better not say that. That's a bit far too insensitive, even for me. I was going to say who's got the high score, but yes, it's a bit rude even for me. I mean, it's you guys. It's America that has the high score, but there's generally more of you. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you're like, well, your population isn't like massively, like in comparison to the UK's. It's not like way off the scale, is it? You know, like you guys are like 360 million. We're 65 million. So it's like you get 300 million more people. There's not that many people when you consider the size of America.
Well, you got to understand that there's large swaths of America to the west that are very sparsely inhabited.
Yeah, this is what I mean. You could have way more people. You're not even trying.
Yeah.
Fuck more.
There's a big desert over there and so forth.
We'll use Trump's weather machine I keep hearing about. You know, we'll cool it down.
Yeah. Get the government to change the weather that, people swear they do. So
yeah, they'll be like, people still complain though. You know, it's my goddamn taxpayer money you're spending to make it rain right now. But I wanted it to be sunny. It's like, mate, it's April. You should really expect it.
And I have no doubt that they have experimented and tried to find a way to control the weather, but
I believe it.
They succeeded.
Yeah, like I don't care how creative Westwood is, the old game devs. They didn't think of the weather device for Red Alert 2 on their own. They got that from somewhere. And that's available now, by the way. It's Red Alert, isn't it? It's just Red Alert. Or is it the first? It's the first Command and Conquer and the first Red Alert.
Yeah. And cynically, you have those dots in the desert that are, and they're mostly very high population areas like Phoenix and Las Vegas and LA, which is in the middle of the desert. That's why they don't have any of their own water. They have to have their water shipped in from Colorado. But you have those, but for the most part, outside of those areas, it's pretty sparsely populated. And
you got all that room. You got all that room. You're not using it.
Do what now?
All that room, and you're not using it.
Yeah, well, it's
America, man. Build a casino atop a mountain.
Very inhabited. I mean, it's not inhabitable. It's not very hospitable.
You make it like that, dude. Just send some bulldozers in. It does everything. If not bombs.
And if you go further north in that same area, it's not exactly a hot desert, but it's kind of it's what's called the Badlands. You get up around Montana and all those areas, and it's not as hospitable for other reasons. The weather is very severe and it's very windy. And
look, if look, people live in Alaska,
and they're idiots. Yeah, they do. Fair.
You know what? That would be the best self-defense strategy I think America could ever use. Like, don't even bother with the preemptive nuclear strikes. Just have the places that would be most obvious for an invasion, have them heavily defended, but leave those areas which lead to no man's land completely empty, and then watch them go in there and just get demoralized by the shitty weather. That's what happened with the Falklands, dude. Honestly, that's what happens with the Falklands. They had 1,000 Argentinian soldiers on the Falklands. 1,000 machine gun emplacements everywhere. We sent 300 men.
Yeah, I mean, the Japanese did attack an island that belonged off the coast of Alaska during World War II. So
I bet they were like,
it's freaking cold here.
This is bullshit.
And I've seen pictures of Alaska, and my father-in-law used to go fishing in Alaska every year. One of those vacations where they fly you in a little small airplane, and you can't leave until they come pick you up and fly you out. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It's very beautiful, very gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I've seen the pictures.
But when winter hits, don't think so.
Like, sure, 90% of the population's got to be dealing with like winter blue depression. Because that's how shit we are as a species. We can develop depression for lack of sunlight. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then you have the deserts like where Lindsay lives and everything. I'm not a fan of that either. That's just way
too much sunshine. Too much sunshine.
when you brand your arm just leaning it against the car, that's too hot.
Yeah, but you can cook an egg on the road.
Oh, absolutely, you can. Anyway, though, I'm just looked at the time, and it's that time already. My goodness,
It's that time.
it is that time. And this is the part where I thank all of you for coming out and hanging out, spend a part of your day with us, because you could do a lot of other things other than hanging out with me and Alex, and we know it. So
You could be breaking the sex ban law, which is
Yeah.
way more fun.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for those that were able to go a bit further with the donations. Alex, thank you as always. Anything you want to shout out?
I have nothing to shill, sir.
Gotcha. As for me, there will not be a stream Thursday because that is one of the 2 days that I do have to work. But I will be back on Saturday. So, look for me then.
We'll see you Saturday, guys. Until then, behave.
Yeah. But until next time, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.